and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brynn if you guys are new here, and in today's video I'm hoping to motivate myself just as much as maybe you get motivated by this video. We'll see. IDK. I'm talking New Year's goals and resolutions. It's 2020. We're already in 2020. I hope your 2020 has been good so far. Mine's been fantastic. I've done absolutely nothing. Love that for me. Started it off in Nashville, came back. I'm a senior at Ole Miss if you didn't know that, and now I'm in a winter intercession class and I'm working in the afternoons and life is busy. It's a new year, it's a new decade, and it's so crazy because I literally think back to 2010. In 2010 I was 11 years old, almost 12, pre-puberty, all this gorgeousness. Just kidding, still a work in progress. I did this video last year actually to kick off my channel in general, and none of that worked out, so let's try it again. Version 2.0. 2019 was a year. So many great things happened, so many bad things happened, so many things that needed to happen happened, and I'm really excited for this year and this decade because I'm gonna graduate college. I'm gonna hopefully start law school and then just see where life takes me. So I wrote down a bunch of goals and resolutions in this little journal. Shout out my friend Sarah for getting me this journal. Look, I'm already using it. She should be really proud of that, actually. I'm just gonna kick it off. I've got pages, a couple pages. I have 14 things in total on this, so we will see how long this takes. But if you need just a little bit more of a kick, like you kind of started out January 1 and 2 were great, and then the third you were like cookies, diet starts maybe never. You know, here's your motivation to get back into it because I'm trying just as much as you are. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm posting new videos every Monday and Thursday. New posting schedule, kicking it off. Pray to God I keep it. That's actually goal number 3 we'll go into in a minute. But if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. New videos every Monday and Thursday. Follow me on Instagram. I've got a bunch of cool ideas for that too. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say for this intro, so I'm just gonna get into my first goal. So I'm gonna start off with like, not the easier ones, but the ones that are probably like tangible things I can work towards. And the first one I'm gonna talk about is journal and write more. Obviously, I'm trying. I have the means to do so now, and I know it's so good for you and just like to kind of like mentally get everything out, because maybe, you know, like you don't have anybody to talk to at the moment, or you don't feel like you could talk to anybody about what you're feeling, and you can just write in these pages. So I'm really excited to just kind of journal whenever I want, whatever I want. I'm not gonna super constrain myself. Like, I wrote down all these goals and resolutions in the beginning of this journal, which I think is really like motivational, but I'm not gonna turn this into like a diary, or I think it's really just gonna be like my brain dumping journal. And maybe I'll look back at it one day and be like, oh, that day she was losing her mind, or oh, that day she had a pretty good day. And I think that's really cool too, that you can look back on these things. But I really just kind of want to keep it by my bedside, keep it in my backpack or whatever, and just whenever I feel overwhelmed or like I really need to just like get everything onto something so that I don't just lose it in my mind, that I go to this and I journal instead of just kind of like just letting it out there. I think that's really, really gonna help me if you're someone like me that just, I have a planner, my planner is my life, but sometimes you just need to get your thoughts and ideas down somewhere. I think journaling is the way to go. Let's hope that I keep with that. The next thing is get into and start law school. Like I said, I'm a senior at Ole Miss. I've wanted to go to law school and be a lawyer since I was like 7 years old. Law and Order SVU totally kickstarted that dream. But as I've gotten older and, you know, figured out my interests and my passions, law school and the law has always kind of just stayed at the top of my like list. So I took the LSAT. There's a vlog on that if you would like to see the mental breakdown that occurred. Hit it up. And now I'm applying to law schools. Ideally, actually, I'm not going to talk about where I would ideally like to go because I don't want to jinx anything. I'm applying. Let's pray to God I get in. And then I start law school. So if I look back at this in a year and I'm like heading into my second semester, that's going to be a huge accomplishment for me. Stay tuned to see how that goes. The next thing I want to do is I want to get a tattoo. I know exactly what I want. I'll put it right here. That's the first one I want to get. I know I'm going to get addicted to them and get like 17, not 17, but a lot of them once I get this first one, and I'm hoping to get this first one by the end of the month. I'm fully aware that tattoos are a controversial topic. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I really like them, and the ones that I want to get for myself have a lot of meaning. Like, I could totally describe that sun to you if you really wanted to know, but this is goals and resolutions, so I'm not going to, but just know there's a reason I want it. There's a reason I want everything. I'm not just tattooing myself to tattoo myself. My parents will hate this.
I don't care.
It's my money, it's my body. I'm 20. I'm almost 22. And you know, my mom, Becky, has no right to talk bad about tattoos because someone got her eyebrows tattooed on her face in like 2015. So that's a little hypocritical, Mom. My dad just has always hated him. I know it's gonna be a point of contention, but you know what? I gotta start doing what I wanna do. I love my parents, I respect them, but these are things that I've wanted, and I've wanted them for years. So 2020 is the year I start getting tattoos. Stay tuned, I'm sure I'm gonna vlog it. The next one I would like to do is by the end of 2020, I want to be driving a completely different car. I have a Honda Accord right now. It does the job. I like it. I'm so thankful that my dad provided me with a car, but I want a new one. And I want a bigger one. It's not that I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this car, to be very honest. It's a great car, and I know that. I just want a different one. I don't know exactly which one that is yet, but I'm ideally hoping, especially like if I go to the law school I want to go to, I'm going to need a different car because I don't think that the one I have now is suitable for driving to where my parents and family are. So I would like to buy a car. I'm saving up for a car. It's gonna take a lot, but I can do it. I know I can. I'm manifesting it into the universe. Brynn's gonna be in a new car by December 31st. You heard it here first. So since I talked about saving up for this car to put the down payment, to pay it off, all that stuff, my next one is to learn how to manage my money and follow a budget. Brynn doesn't know how to do either of those things, and if you look at her bank account and how she stresses herself out about money, you would know that. I have a job. I'm very fortunate that my dad and my mom contribute to a few things in my life. Like, I live alone and I pay my own rent, mainly my own gas and groceries. Sometimes my dad will be nice and be like,
your account looked a little bad, so I'm putting some money in your account.
I'll be like,
thank you for loving me.
You can do that whenever you want, Bruce. I'm, again, 21, almost 22. I need to learn how to do this stuff on my own, and I need to live within my means, and I need to stop thinking that just because that sweater is really cute that I need to buy it right now. Save up for things. I also think in saving up for things, I'm going to appreciate them a lot more when I get them and stop wanting more, even though I just bought something. If that makes sense? I'm hoping that makes sense. So yeah, when I literally wrote, learn how to manage my money and follow a budget. Don't buy what I don't need, and budget so I can live within my means. I know I have this app. It's called Every Dollar. It's a Dave Ramsey app. I know that Dave Ramsey is like the financial guy to go to. I'm going to use that. I have been using it. I want to be able to use it more and like stick with it religiously, because basically what you do is you like put in all your incomes, and then you put in all your expenses, and then you like put a budget for like gas. I'm gonna only spend like $75 this month, but then like when you go and fill up your tank for the first time, you like remember that number, and then you put it in, and it literally keeps up with everything. And so I think that's just a really good way for me to start and hopefully just keep up with it, save more, be able to buy that car or stuff like that. It's time for me to grow up and do financial things on my own. I don't want to do it. I'm scared to do it. If you would like a whole video on me doing it so that I keep myself accountable and you can learn at the same time, comment down below. I'll so do it. But yeah, money. I need to be better at that. My next one is to read 15 books this year. I've seen this on like everybody's videos, their Instagram posts, their podcast is just to read more, and I love that. I think we are a society that is so into the video consumption, the social media consumption. Don't stop it. Keep watching videos like this one and other ones of mine. Don't stop it, because I like doing this. I don't want to not do it, but you also need to read more. Honestly, the other reason I really want to do this is because somebody on Facebook that I really value their opinions posted this thing that was like, successful people do all this stuff, unsuccessful people do all this stuff, and the successful people read more, and I want to be successful in 2020. So I'm going to read more. You might be like, why did you put 15 books and not 12? Because I definitely know that there are going to be some months like this summer when I have more time to read because I'm not in a class. Or, you know, spring break, I could probably knock out a book because I'm literally just going to be relaxing on the beach. I can knock out a book then. So if I put just 12, I'd be like, I can do that later. I feel like 15, I'm keeping myself on at least one a month. And then there are some months where I know like, hey, you're not doing a whole lot, so read some more. If you have any great book recs, comment them down below. I'm going to put on my Instagrams and keep it as a highlight on my stories every time I finish a book and when I think about it, because I want to share that all too. I like to share pretty much everything. I'm an open book. pun. So yeah, read more because I think it's gonna just help me. And I didn't write this down, but I was thinking about this last night. I want to read before I go to bed instead of watching TV because I know that that's not helping me in any way. There's one way that I'm gonna try to reach that goal. I'm trying to get like all the like tangible ones out of the way so that like at the end of the year I can see that I did this. And I know that the other ones that are kind of a little bit more deeper that I'm going to talk about, I'll be able to see that I did this, but in a very different, more introspective way, if that makes sense. Okay, the next one is very broad, but I want to do new things. I feel like I'm a very like basic person, not in the sense of like,
oh, she's a basic white girl.
Like, yes, I am one of those too, but in like, I don't get out of my comfort zone. Like when I go to a restaurant, I get exactly what I got every other time I've been there. I will say that's mainly because I have really bad food allergies, but also like, I just am scared to try new things. And so the next one that I have is to do 12 new things, whether that be go to somewhere I've never been, go to a different restaurant, try a new item at a restaurant, travel somewhere. I wanted to say originally like go 12 new places, but being in school and having a job, I think that's kind of hard for me to do. So because I want to stick to this, I said just 12 new things in general. It's basically just so I get out of my comfort zone, you know? And so it's like, if I've never taken a Pilates class, I have, but like if I did that, then I'd say that that was one of the 12 new things. So break it down, there's one new thing a month. It's just, I know I need to get out of my comfort zone to be a better individual, more well-rounded, know more about myself in the world. It's needed. So 12 new things. Can't wait to see what those are. And if anyone has any idea of what I can do, let me know. The next one is to post 100 videos on YouTube by December 31st. This basically is 2 a week, like my posting schedule. I'm sure there'll be weeks where I have more. Maybe there'll be times when I have less, but I think I'm at like 24 videos right now on here. So I want to have like 124 by December 31st. And originally I was going to put like have X amount of subscribers, get monetized by X point. And like, would I like to do that? Yes. Yes, making money is awesome. But I also just generally like sitting down and talking, and like if somebody's gonna watch it, like awesome. I want to get in the habit, like, but at the end of the day, subscribers, whatever, that's not my end goal. That happens, great. I'm sure it will at some point in life, but I felt like it was really unrealistic to say like subscribers or something like that, and instead focus on like what can I do, what can I control, and what I can control is what goes out from my channel. So the video goal seems more realistic, if that makes sense. So again, like I just said in the intro, new videos Mondays and Thursdays. I'm really excited for them. I hope you get excited and that you end up liking them too, because that would just be like icing on the cake or whatever. Next one, start a podcast. I have an idea for a podcast. I've had it for months, and I think it's one that I haven't seen in the market, and I've heard time and time again, the
Podcast market's oversaturated.
all that stuff. I agree to a certain extent, and there are like my core podcasts that I listen to that I love, and it's not gonna be another one like my favorite influencers do. It's gonna be very structured and very niche to kind of the millennial, the age that I'm in, and I'm really excited to get started on it. Stay tuned. I just have to find the courage to do it. But 2020 is the year that I do what I want to do, forget everybody else. I still love my friends and my family, and I value everybody's opinions, but I need to stop listening to them and valuing them as much, because in the words of Christina Yang, he is not the sun, you are. So in that context of my life, I'm the sun, the he, the McDreamy, the whatever is everybody else and everybody else's opinions. You get what I'm saying. So starting a podcast super soon. My friend Sarah actually got me a mic, and I'm so thankful. Like, it just makes me so happy that I have friends that like support what I want to do, and I've been talking about this forever. So I hope it works out. Stay tuned. I have no clue when I'll launch it. I will be doing it. Okay, I think those are kind of like the tangible, you can see them, I could see them goals. Now I'm gonna go into more like, I guess those technically were my goals, and these are now my resolutions. First one is to get healthy in every aspect of my life. In 2019, I struggled with mental health, physical health, spiritual health a lot. And I'm not going to go into the specifics. I don't think you care. I don't really want to talk about it, to be super honest. I didn't take care of myself in any way, and it got really bad, and things blew up in my face. Things shut down. I lost things. I've learned now I'm better off without those things. Like, what happened needed to happen. I didn't take care of myself, bottom line. And for example, like I have Crohn's disease. In trying to take care of my mental health, I didn't listen to other people's advice that was like, you shouldn't be taking this medicine because it's going to mess with your Crohn's. And then I got even sicker. I don't know how that's gonna look, and I'm working to figure that out on how I can get healthier in every aspect of my life. I know I'm going to sign up for Orange Theory. I'm gonna stop eating out and like limit myself to like 1 time a week. And the mental health I think is gonna come in the resolutions I talk about a little later on. Spiritual health, I wanna at least either watch church or go to church every Sunday. I want to read a devotion every morning and read more spiritual self-help books. And I think all books are great and like all self-help books are great, but I wanna read those more spiritually based, like Louis Giglio, Christine Kane. I've gone to Passion before. I think it's the greatest thing in the world. I didn't get to go this year and I was really sad that I didn't. I still had a great New Year's though. I know that the spiritual aspect is just doing simply more in that and sticking to it. Whereas, and the physical is just, I think, you know, working out consistently for me and listening to my body and realizing that Crohn's is something I have to take into consideration when I do everything. And just because I feel fine in the moment doesn't mean I'm gonna feel fine later. So getting healthy in every aspect, stay tuned. I'm probably gonna do a video on Orange Theory. I've taken the free class, I loved it. It's expensive as shit.
Holy crap, it's expensive.
But I'm gonna start out and just say like I'm doing it for like the first couple of months, probably till spring break. See how I feel, reevaluate it after my birthday, which is spring break. Get healthy in every way. And that's very broad, I know, but it's just something that's like I need to put every aspect of my health at the forefront of my mind in what I'm doing, and I haven't done that before. The next one is to balance work and play. I am someone that's either very much like I have to do all work, I can't go have any fun, and like no going out, no doing dinners, like all that stuff, or I'm the complete opposite. I'm like screw school and work, like whatever, it'll be there eventually, and I get very comfortable with it and I don't balance it, and then it kind of blows up in my face. I really want to work on being like, okay, like I had a really long day, I can go to that dinner or I can go get that drink with my friend, or being like, you went and did that last night and you really need to work on your thesis tonight, Brynn, so like it's okay to say no. And that kind of goes into my next one, which is to say yes to me more and no to others. It's not like I don't care about any other people, but I've always been someone that prides herself on being a really good friend, and I've learned that I need to be just as good of a friend to myself as I am to everybody else. And so that's going to require a lot more of me being like, no, you know what, I'm kind of burnt out and I need to just stay home alone by myself tonight. Or, you know, I so wish I could go to that movie with you, but I have a really big test tomorrow and I'm gonna be really upset if I don't do well on it, so I need to stay home and study for myself and my grades. Putting myself in as much consideration as I put everybody else and what they're doing, what they want me to do. Because I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna be a lot healthier and happier. I think I'm going to be a better friend because I value myself even more, if that makes sense. Like I know that I'm to a point where I'm such a good friend to others that it's detrimental at some points to myself. So yes to me, no to others. Trying not to take everything so personally. I read way too much into situations. I get way too codependent. I attach. It's an issue. I know it. I'm working on it. I was recently talking with a friend who I also really value everything she says, and we're very similar, and I know that. And so I asked her this kind of question that was like, how can you not get like literally mad and so like personally offended at everything? Because I find that I do. And she told me, she's like, in every aspect, or like when I find myself thinking like that, I immediately tell myself that's not me. It's not about me. It doesn't concern me. Like, yes, the interaction was with me, but the way that encounter happened, or that it came out by that person or that organization, you know what I mean? It's not personally directed at me, and I remind myself of that. So a big resolution in 2020 for me is to just consistently remind myself, like, that's not me. It's not about me. I'm okay. Like, it's not personal. Does that make sense? I don't know if this makes sense. I'm hoping this makes sense. My last one, which kind of goes into all of those resolutions and is probably the biggest one that I feel like if I work on this, the other ones will fall into place, if that makes sense. And it's to keep promises to myself. I literally wrote like this whole spiel, and I think it kind of just makes sense when I read it, so I'm going to read it. I'll try to make it quick. What I mean by this is just to like create and stick to routines, consistent posting, getting healthy. Those are very strictly my goals. It doesn't benefit anyone but me if I keep them. Well, maybe it will benefit others, but there has to be stuff for others to benefit from, you know? I'm only hurting myself when I don't keep promises to myself and give up or stop working towards my goals. I ruin my trust and self-confidence in myself, and it just keeps hurting me and only myself in the long run. So I think this is one of my biggest resolutions, is to keep promises to myself. Do it because you want to and you need it. Working on this will overflow and improve a lot of other areas in your life. Tell yourself every time you're being lazy or doing for others and not doing for your goals that I'm not doing for myself. I'm not loving myself, and no one else is going to do or love me, especially if I don't. Okay, I cussed here. I said go fucking do it. because you love yourself and you want to love yourself more, and this one step continues it all on for a big outcome. Maybe that didn't make any sense to you. It made sense to me when I wrote it, and it still makes sense to me. And I've been listening to these other podcasts because, you know, right now everybody's in the market of like goals and resolutions or how to achieve them and what to do to actually achieve them and all this stuff. And a common theme in the ones I've been listening to is that we ruin our self-trust in ourselves, and we value the promise. We need to learn to value ourselves and the promises we make to ourselves just as much as we value the promises that we make to everybody else. And it was actually just before I started filming this, listening to Manifest with Tori D. Simone. I think it's called the one up, This Will Change Your Life or something like that. I'll link it down below. It's so good. Abby Aslin on her Gen Z Girl podcast also had one that was like why you're not achieving your New Year's resolutions. And I'll link that one too. That one was really good. But basically, those are my goals. I just want to make this the year of me, and I don't mean that in a selfish, like I'm gonna become arrogant, conceited.
I kind of already am, if you know me.
Just kidding. I act like it, but I'm not really at the end of the day. But I feel like you need to be. You need to be a little bit selfish. You need to be a little in love with yourself to continue to better yourself. That's my goals. That's my resolutions. I'm gonna work really hard to keep with them. I hope you do too. Comment down below what your biggest goal or resolution is this year. Subscribe if you're new. I'm posting every Monday and Thursday. Literally, y'all, it's so crazy to me that this is a decade. Like, what? I just, mind blown. My next one's going up Thursday. I already know what it is, and I'm telling you, you're gonna like it too if you like coffee. So, keep that up. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, let me know. Again, comment your favorite or your biggest resolution for the year. Subscribe, follow me on Insta, all that fun stuff. I really need to stop talking and head to work, so I'm gonna go, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.